Well, the ANC has called a media briefing to communicate the outcome of its National Executive Committee meeting. The NEC meeting has wrapped up after 3 days of much speculation and controversy reported in the media. Today, the NEC is due to formally pronounce the outcomes from the closely watched meeting, which was set in Irene, just outside of Pretoria. Following the 3 days of brutal debate and discussions on the position of President Jacob Zuma, the ANC's NEC agreed on a way forward late last night. The NEC member and Tourism Minister Derek Hanekom caused an outcry last Saturday when he tabled a motion for Zuma to step down as President of the Republic. Sources have told ANN7 that there was no formal voting on the no-confidence motion against the President. One of the other proposals believed to have been shot down include the appointment of Cyril Ramaphosa as the President while retaining Zuma as the party President. Sources have also told ANN7 that it was decided that the motion brought by Hanekom did not hold. The sources also say that it was decided that there would be no special consultative conference. The June policy conference to discuss re-engineering and the revival of the ANC would go on as scheduled. ANN7 has also learnt from the sources that Naledi Pandor, Edna Molewa, Stumbo Dlamini and Limpopo Provincial Secretary stood in support of the President. SACP, meanwhile, say the sources remain divided. Bladen Zamande was against, whereas SACP National Chairperson stood in support of President Zuma.
When the ANC campaigned in 2009 for government, it promised the people of South Africa, NHI, we should be asking, Comrade Aaron Motsoaledi, how far are you? Have you not sold it to the USA? If you had sold it to the US, for how much? Who are the agents you are using? When we are saying then issue, Comrade Kukile Mkwintu, you are doing very fine. How can you expedite the work you are doing? We should be saying each and every department, each and every individual, before you go to your head, what are you doing and how do you think your head is stumbling in your work before you speak about the person that you think is a problem, so that collectively all of us will reflect on the task given to us.
If it is true that there was an effort, including a proposal for a vote of no confidence through a ballot paper, it reflects something very worrying for us who are in the leadership and the membership of the African National Congress, particularly about the level of understanding of how the organization is supposed to handle its own processing. We would have expected that if the discussions in the previous NEC were incomplete, therefore a further engagement will also include, among others, a discussion with the structures of the movement. If there are new developments and new complications which will necessitate that a decision of that nature must be taken.
If South Africa is not aware of who Cheryl Carolus is and what the angst is about in this country, they must go and research that this is a battle for her to have stayed at SAA. If they don't know who Sipho Pichane is, they must go and inquire who the beneficiaries are of white monopoly capital in the country. I think as we want to develop South Africa, let's run it constitutionally. Allow the president to go, when the NEC has decided.
The president of the ANC cannot be removed by a grouping from his position as the president of the ANC because he is elected by National Conference. So that part, it must be understood. This is why some of these people are saying, let's remove him as a president of the country. But they were also hoping that if he's removed, they seem to have caucused, because what shocked most people is that as soon as the suggestion was put, you had suddenly a number of people who were trying to create a sense of support for that view. But once there was a pushback, we began to see that the numbers do not begin to tally.